This is your WCIA 3 Forecast First, sponsored by Matex Heating and Cooling.
Right now, we are seeing a mostly clear sky, a very cold start here to April and also to your work week. Monday going to be a chilly day, not quite as cold as yesterday. We're going to get those numbers to bounce back up just a little more, but check out where we currently are. Mid and upper 20s across a lot of our locations. 31 though as you get into Mattoon, 31 in Jacksonville. Check this out, Petersburg sitting at 23 degrees. Skies mainly sunny again, not the worst of forecast, but we would like to see warmer conditions back in place. We do get to see that later into the week. I'll let you know how much warmer things are expected to get in if it doesn't include any rain chances coming up. WCIA 3 News starts now.
We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. Crews are currently battling a fire in Decatur.
It's happening in the 500 block of North Water Street. Crews arrived on the scene early this morning. Now we're going to show you a live look at that scene right now. The Decatur Battalion Chief says they got the call around 1:30 a.m. for smoke in the area. When they got there, they found the fire in the back of the building. They couldn't get inside immediately because the flames were so high. The chief says he believes this building had a tattoo shop, a record store, among some others. He also said no one was in the building at the time of the fire. Now, we do have a crew on the scene there. We will continue to keep you updated throughout the morning as we get more information about what happened. Investigators are looking for a man who robbed a bank in Champaign this weekend.
Police say this man walked into the First Midwest Bank on Springfield and Prospect Avenues after 10 a.m. on Saturday. They're describing him as a white man about 6'4", and they say he was wearing a fake beard. Investigators say he passed a note to the bank employee, then ran away with an unknown amount of money. Champaign police say he didn't show a weapon during the robbery and nobody was hurt. They say nobody has been arrested at this time, and they are asking for your help in finding him. A robbery suspect was arrested after police were able to identify him from video surveillance.
Kwame Adumako is facing aggravated robbery charges. Police say he held up the Illinois Educators Credit Union last week. They found him Thursday and say they found evidence in his home linking him to the crime. Police say he later confessed. New this morning, a man who led police on a cross-county chase in February was sentenced to prison, but on other charges.
Timothy Stutz was sentenced to 3.5 years. Our partners at the Journal-Gazette report that it was for hitting a woman in January. A past domestic battery conviction made it a felony. He was also given 2 years for having a handgun when his criminal history prohibited from having one. Also new this morning, no one was hurt after a Springfield home was hit with gunfire over the weekend. Our
media partners at the State Journal-Register say it happened late Saturday night in the 1500 block of South Grand Avenue East. When officers arrived, they found 7 shell casings around the house. Police are still investigating.
Storm tracker Doppler this morning applied for us, at least here across central Illinois. You go farther to the north and you go farther to the east, and there are actually some light snow showers that are out there for you. Mainly seeing that light snow across Wisconsin. You're also noticing some of it now beginning to die down as far as the lake effect snow farther to the east off of Lake Ontario, Lake Huron, and also Lake Erie. But you can see some of that too also as you head farther to the north across the UP of Michigan. Overall though, we're going to miss out on it. We do see a few more of the clouds coming in with that weak disturbance that's coming across Iowa, Wisconsin. So expect that into the afternoon, but also expect temperatures to remain below the average mark. But get back above where they were yesterday. 27 in Effingham, 29 right now in Springfield. We'll keep those temperatures warming up, but this morning, by all means, it is cold, and we're seeing that widespread frost. Prepare for the warmer day into the afternoon, so you might want to just bring maybe more of a lighter jacket or bring something to at least keep yourself warm just a little bit instead of the heavier coat that you might need this morning before those skies will continue to stay clear into the first half of the week, and temperatures will continue to rise with that sunshine around. We'll continue to talk about how much warmer things are getting coming up. Christy, Aaron.
Thanks, Adam. State police are in mourning after the death of another trooper.
36-year-old Gerald Ellis was hit by a driver who was heading the wrong way on I-94 in Green Oaks. State police say Ellis was on duty in his squad car heading home when he was hit head-on. He served State Police District 15 in Downers Grove for 11 years. He's the 16th trooper to be hit in 2019 and the 3rd to be killed. The director of ISP says, quote, while the men and women of the Illinois State Police are still grieving our recent loss, it is with profound heartache and unfathomable sadness that we inform you of the death of another fallen trooper. Trooper Ellis laid down his life while protecting the citizens of this state.
We have an update on the state trooper who was hit and killed on Thursday. Brooke Jones Story was inspecting a semi-trailer on the side of the interstate near Freeport when another semi hit her squad car and the other semi. State police have set up a fundraiser for the family. They say money can be either donated online or mailed to the State Police Heritage Foundation. They say the driver accused of hitting Jones Story is not in custody, but was ticketed for a Scott's Law violation and improper lane usage. Well, Scott's Law means you're supposed to move over when you see emergency vehicles on the interstate.
But one driving instructor we talked with says he sees people of all ages who aren't paying attention. That's why he's making sure future drivers will. He teaches them to be aware, stay safe, and move over.
We constantly talk about Scott's Law moving over for anybody. Oftentimes parents were taught, just emergency vehicles, but we really teach our kids to move over for anybody, whether that vehicle is occupied or not.
Now, as for pulling people over, troopers will continue to do it in twos. That means they'll have one trooper to talk to the driver. The other will watch for people who aren't moving over. Distracted driving is a deadly problem in Illinois.
And IDOT is also working on a solution. Last year, it started promoting messages with the hashtag #LifeOrDeathIL. It's also been making videos and posts to social media to get drivers to pay more attention on the road and look for workers in construction zones. Some drivers say IDOT should make even more messages.
I watch TV on a regular basis, but I haven't seen any, so yeah, maybe they should up it up a little bit, definitely get on the distracted driving and just, urge people to move over. It's as simple as that, moving over from a lane. It really is.
So far, more than 150 people have died on the state's road this year. That's actually down from this time last year when 227 people were killed.
Danville's public safety director retired after serving the city for 49 years. The city had a reception for Larry Thomason where he was given a proclamation from both the state and the city, as well as a plaque honoring his time. He says what he enjoyed most during his tenure were those he worked with.
This was a bittersweet moment, I guess, in the whole process of the time I've worked. Some things I can't express. I just can't put them into words how much I appreciate having worked with these police officers and firefighters for all these years. And it's been such a privilege, too, to work for this city.
City leaders appointed Christopher Yates as interim public safety director. He started over the weekend.
But some city councilors say how Yates got the job goes against city ordinances. They say they didn't know he was being appointed until our newscast Thursday night. They say one section of the ordinances says the mayor has to get city council's consent before appointing the director. But the mayor pointed to another paragraph that states the commissioner's board can make a temporary appointment no longer than 60 days and says he got the all clear from the local attorney and the Illinois Municipal League. Aldermen argue corporate counsel believes it wasn't legal.
Recent flooding has caused devastation all across the Midwest.
Coming up in this morning's From the Farm segment, Stu Ellis shows us how the ag industry is rebuilding.
Live from your local news leader, Christy Batista, Aaron Eads. Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Adam Claybon and live reports with Emily Braun. You're watching The Morning Show on WCIA 3.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by the Harvest Ridge Wind Farm and EDP Renewables.
I was out working. A car out of the blue came at me, crossed the center line, and crunched me.
Seriously injured? Call Kanowski Bresney. We get your worth.
I'm very happy with the result. I don't think any other attorney could have done a better job.
When I came up against a tough competitor, cancer, I felt very alone. But I realized I wasn't alone. With me every step of the way, a team of experienced specialists. Medical providers across disciplines, ready for the fight. A team fighting and caring for me. Found my team at the Charles W. Christie Cancer Center. We won the battle against cancer together.
Central Illinois Regional Airport offers you the world. Now flying nonstop to Denver on Frontier. Options, choices, close to home, and easy to use. Central Illinois Regional Airport. Start here. Get anywhere.
We added a $10 pizza to Tuesday, and boom, now it's Pretend Friday.
Happy $10 Tuesday, honey.
Happy Pretend Friday, babe.
For $10 on Tuesdays, get any large pizza. We make it, you bake it. Papa Murphy's.
At Body and Soul Sports, we are the area's #1 running store. But not only running, we carry athletic footwear and apparel for whatever sport you play. Help to reduce injury and get more from your workouts with a professional gait analysis at no charge. Our staff is the best in the Midwest at finding the right shoes and equipment to fit your needs. For the best in price, for the best in quality, for 34 years in running, Body and Soul Sports in Savoy, Illinois. Simply the best.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Over to your Toyota dealer for a great deal on a new Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places. I don't understand how lawyers can be personal injury lawyers and not personally have a stake emotionally in their clients. I can guarantee every one of us at Konoski Bresney do.
The devastating flooding across the Midwest has jeopardized the future of some farmland, washed out roads and bridges, and halted rural agribusiness.
WCIA3's ag reporter Stu Ellis has a look at one industry which has been seriously impacted. That's in this morning's report from the farm.
ADM has a major corn processing plant at Columbus, Nebraska, along the Platte River west of Omaha. Chris Cuddy is president of ADM's division that operates the plant and says people have suffered, as well as agribusiness.
It's been really devastating for a lot of the folks in rural Nebraska, as we've seen these rivers have flooded and certainly taken out a lot of infrastructure around roads and bridges and railroads, and it's had a large effect really on our employees and our colleagues and our teammates in that part of the world. And as I told you earlier, just from the sense of not only getting to work, but being able to get their kids to school or get to the grocery store or get to a doctor. So it's been really difficult for all those families, farm families, as well as just people living in rural Nebraska and their ability to go through their daily activities. So we've really been keen on keeping track of them and helping them in any way we can. We've given, I think, $100,000 to the Red Cross just this last week, we announced, and hopefully that goes to good use, as I know those people spend their money wisely when it comes to natural events. It's also affected the facilities that we have, but not just ADM, just the rural ag infrastructure as they go to bringing raw materials in, whether it be corn or soybeans or even coal for power, but also getting product out as those major infrastructures have been damaged. And we're even starting to see it on the Mississippi River in places like Clinton, Iowa, as that river comes up and the crest is on its way, and our ability to load barges and even some of the railroads have embargoed our plant. So we're working through it.
That's our report from the farm. I'm Stu Ellis with WCIA3, your local news leader.
Roofing Dog INET Flooring America's SkyCam here in Danville as we start off the morning, starting to see that sun rising now. Going to warm us up from the temperatures that are currently sitting in the 20s here in Danville, and eventually get our numbers back up nearing that 50-degree mark by the afternoon. Now, satellite and radar picture actually showing a few blips. Or maybe some snow on there. I wouldn't worry about that. Skies are pretty much clear here across central Illinois. They do have moisture farther to the north across Wisconsin and Iowa, but that's probably only going to bring in a few clouds for us as we go throughout the day. Temperatures, though, are going to warm up from where they were yesterday. Danville, our temperature at 26, 28 at Decatur, 31 in Mattoon. Farther north in Pontiac right now sitting at 28 degrees with winds that are going to come more out of the south than the southwest as we head throughout the course of the day. Some winds are out there, some of us not noticing any wind at all. If you are noticing some of the wind, especially if your temperatures are in the 20s, you're going to be close to the upper teens for your wind chills as you start off. Some frost out there for you too, so make sure to get out there just a little earlier so you can get that off of your vehicles. But generally a quiet day. Clear skies, temperatures warming up near 50. Clear skies for tonight, too. For the most part, there are going to be a few more passing clouds, but we'll dip down into the lower 30s, maybe even stay into the mid-30s in some spots. So it's going to be a little bit of a reprieve from the colder air mass, and as that continues to move out of here, well, our temperatures are going to rise later into the week, too, and it looks like afternoon highs are going to be much nicer as we head even into the day tomorrow. Today, cooler than average, 50 degrees, sunshine still to come for us, and tomorrow, 59, 65 possibly, heading on into Wednesday with a few more clouds entering, eventually rain chances too coming in with those clouds. We'll talk more about that coming up later. We'll be back.
This portion on WCIA3 is brought to you by Matex Heating and Cooling.
At My Boxes Central Illinois, our customers' needs come first. We will bring a secure weatherproof storage unit to your door. You load it, then we'll either leave it, move it, or store it in our climate-controlled warehouse.
My Box, self-storage delivered to you.
Join Cunningham Children's Home in Urbana on April 5th and 6th for the Festival of Quilts, presented by Arby's and WCIA. Cunningham's signature fundraiser, the festival features more than 100 beautifully hand and machine-made quilts on display and up for auction. Enjoy the festival gift shop and boutique, the bake sale and cafe, guest speakers, and tours of the campus. Help celebrate a tradition that offers warmth, comfort, and hope to the youth at Cunningham Children's Home. Visit cunninghamhome.org for more information.
Does your roof have missing, cracked, or curling shingles? Dark areas popping up? What about the stains on the ceiling? Attic leakage? Peeling outside paint? Siding decay? Excessive energy costs? Does your roof work? Call Steinmeier to evaluate your roof's efficiency today.
Wow! Honey, I just got us everything we need for the perfect summer.
Come into Blaine's Farm and Fleet now to get your yard in shape. Estate 20-pound crabgrass preventer, just $12.99. Estate weed and feed, $19.99. And a Troy-Bilt 30-inch rear engine riding mower, only $1099.99.
And what's that?
The most important thing of all.
Don't wait. Your perfect summer starts now with everything you need at early bird low prices. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
At Menards, we're committed to helping you save big money on home improvement, and that's why nobody beats our prices. Protect your home with Cedar Creek vinyl siding. Double 4-inch or double 4-inch Dutch lap vinyl siding in 16 colors is just $3.99 per piece. Painters Mate green painting tape delivers crisp paint lines with no messy residue. Only $2.99 each. T-Rex duct tape is designed for any situation or project. Just $5.99 each during Menards construction sale.
Save big money at Menards.
We were looking for a lawn care service. I saw Spring Green drive by, so I decided to give them a call for a free estimate. I thought my husband would think they were a little bit too pricey, but come to find out, they were very affordable.
The average homeowner invests $55 per visit with Spring Green.
In today's national news headlines, President Trump is threatening to shut down the southern border as soon as this week.
The Department of Homeland Security says it is experiencing a system-wide meltdown due to a surge of illegal border crossings. Democrats call the idea totally unrealistic.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is defending his interactions with women after a Nevada politician says a kiss on the back of her head in 2014 made her feel uncomfortable. Biden, who is mulling the 2020 presidential run, says he doesn't believe he's ever acted inappropriately. Lucy Flores wrote in New York Magazine that it, quote, made her feel uneasy, gross, and confused.
And only 4 teams are still dancing. Virginia, Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Auburn have reached the Final Four. Michigan State knocked off tournament favorite Duke on Sunday. Virginia, which last year became the first #1 seed to lose to a 16, is the only 1 seed remaining.
One event in Danville was a huge help for some students.
Still to come on the morning show, how they are making sure teens are ready for one of the most exciting nights of their lives.
At the end of your workday, trust WCIA 3 News at 5 for the day's local news with Paul Cicchini, Jennifer Roscoe, and the most accurate weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Liney. Trust WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Come to Pleasant Meadow Senior Living, where life is good. Let our best-of-class therapy department get you back on your feet and feeling your best. Featuring eStem technology, we can help you reduce or eliminate your pain medications. Outpatient therapy services are now available as well, in addition to our multiple levels of care. We can meet all your needs at Pleasant Meadow Senior Living.
Hi, I'm Kathy Lentz, the administrator of Pleasant Meadows in beautiful Chrisman, Illinois.
And I'm Pam Barrett, Director of Community Relations. Call us today for your personal tour.
Close to home or far away, you'll always have your local news with the WCIA 3 News app. Central Illinois news, sports, and weather at your fingertips. Get your local news anytime, anywhere with the WCIA 3 News app, powered by WCIA 3 News.
On the next CI Living, no need to fret over getting older. Find out how you can celebrate aging here in the community.
And details on where you can participate in a Harry Potter murder mystery dinner, all to benefit the American Cancer Society. We'll see you at 4.
CI Living is celebrating birthdays, whether you're 1 or 100. If your birthday, family member, or friends is coming up, submit your picture 1 week in advance at WCIA.com. Click on contest. Include name, birth date, and hometown. Birthday Smiles, sponsored by Hans Modern Family Dental.
Culligan knows hard water contaminants scale up your shower doors and glassware. Reduce these contaminants with Culligan water softeners and filters, serviced by the world's largest local dealer network.
Save with a $39.95 water softener inspect and check.
You need it? They got it. Bill Smith Auto in Danville specializes in quality auto parts that have been carefully inspected and a knowledgeable staff to find what you need. Check them out online and see what Bill Smith Auto, keeping cars on the road for 85 years.
For any landscape challenge. Battery power, made by Steel, only at your local Steel dealer.
Springtime means high school students are getting ready for prom season.
And one Central Illinois library wants to make sure having a dress isn't a problem. WCIA3's Miranda Meister has the story.
The Danville Public Library hosts many events every month, but they made this one a little more special for some students.
Just because I wanted to help girls in the area get beautiful dresses for prom.
Jennifer Hess is the assistant director of the Danville Public Library. She says she remembers her own prom dress shopping experience and says that's part of the reason she decided to host Say Yes to the Prom Dress.
I actually got both of my dresses at a store that is no longer in town, and that was kind of part of my feeling is like, where are girls going to find their dresses, especially if you can't afford to buy a couple $100 dress like I couldn't in high school.
Hess says she heard about events like this one going on all around the country, so she wanted to bring one to Danville.
And I thought it would be a lot of fun for the girls who are looking for a prom dress and could come in and just get one for free.
To help girls find that special dress, she brought in Amy Thompson as a consultant to help give advice. Thompson says the girls she's helped have been excited.
They're so happy they want to pose in front of our little photo prop area that says I said yes to the prom dress with their dresses.
Organizers and volunteers say the event was a success, and getting to help so many girls was an amazing feeling.
To be able to provide this and get them really good quality dresses for free is amazing.
Girls get to walk out of here with a free dress and know that that's their biggest expense covered for prom is a great feeling.
They tell me every girl who left with a dress had a big smile on her face and made sure they knew how grateful she was. Back to you.
Skies right now are very clear, and they're going to stay, for the most part, clear and sunny as we head into the afternoon, with temperatures warming from those 20s back up to around the 40s. But yeah, if you're heading out this morning, you're going to have to stand out there, wait on the bus, dress warm, maybe a layer or two, because temperatures right now are sitting in the 20s, and wind chills in some spots are even in the teens. But that's not going to last a whole lot much longer. We do have frost to start off our day on top of the lawns, the buildings, your vehicles, but with the sun now rising, expect that to melt away here within the next couple of hours. Roofing Dog on at Gibson Area Hospital Skycam in Gibson City. Looking beautiful to start off the day. What we anticipate happening is that the sunshine will help us to warm up to around 50 degrees in a lot of spots. Maybe a few more clouds to help to shade the sunshine just a little bit before we head back into the night and we start to see those numbers drop. But here are your highs today. 49 in Watseka. We'll top off at 50 in Paxton and in Champaign, with your high up around 50 in Shelbyville. Calling for 51 in Vandalia, 49 in Litchfield, about 50 in Carlinville, and 52 in Petersburg. Forecast here for Greenup and Newton, both at 49. Tonight we dip down to 33. Not as cold, and not definitely going to be nearly as cold with the wind chills either. But once we head on to more of tomorrow, winds will start to pick up more out of the southwest. We'll start to see more of that warm-up that we're going to see here for the remainder of the week. And it looks like, yeah, eventually some rain chances, but if you're trying to be outside either Tuesday or Wednesday, don't have to worry about it. It looks like we're going to stay dry there.
Love to see that.
Yeah, so it is going to get better.
It is warmer.
Thanks, Adam.
Cool. Well, Carl Hudson says running made a big difference in his life, and now he's getting ready for the Christie Clinic, Illinois 5K.
But he won't be doing it alone. 3 generations of the Hudson family will be running the race. WCIA 3's Alex Cordetti tells us what else they run in this morning's Face of the Race.
The Hudsons have been running their drugstore in Paxton since 1950.
It's a good feeling to have a family and be in the same business for all these years.
I think having a business is like having a child. When you hear something good about it in the community, it makes you feel good.
But now they're running something else.
My son decided he was going to enter me in this.
Carl, Andy, and Sean Hudson are running the Christie Clinic Illinois 5K. Andy says he's excited.
I've ran a full marathon, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I've run the 5K several times. Yeah, I think it's a unique opportunity, and it's something that we'll remember for a long time.
And at 76 years old, this will be Carl's first 5K.
I've been working out, running a mile, but that transition from 1 mile to 3 miles has taken me about 4 months to get there.
Carl believes that age is just a number.
Yeah, I think the way I look at it, until sometimes I get in the morning and say, I really don't want to go down that gym. I don't feel like it. But, it develops a sense of responsibility. Hey, I've come this far. Get your butt out of bed and go down there. You've gone this far and keep going.
I asked both Andy and Carl who they think will finish first.
We haven't decided who will, I might let him win or not. I don't know.
Only if he falls down and doesn't get back up. There's a chance. But he's experienced. He runs. Well, and my guy, she's a little bit younger than I am too. So, but I'll be there at the end.
In Paxton, Alex Corradetti, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Andy and his son, Sean, ran the 5K together for the past 2 years. Carl encourages everyone to get out and work out. He goes to the Paxton Wellness Center a few times a week. They all run the race together on Friday, April 26th, outside of Memorial Stadium.
Well, fire crews have been hard at work early this morning battling a fire in Decatur.
And still to come here at 6, we'll see how much progress they have made live from the scene.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Come Home to Krannert at Krannert Center, April 13th.
Hi, I'm Lynette Lynch, owner of Omni Service Group. If it breaks, we'll fix it. Give us a call and you'll speak directly with an owner, and if you miss us, we'll call you back within 7 minutes, guaranteed. Omni Service Group in Champaign, Illinois.
Breakfast on you? Breakfast on me.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits or sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches for just $4.
Stouts Building Services in Champaign is the local leader in epoxy flooring for commercial and industrial concrete floors. Perfect for the office, hallway, lobby, or warehouse. Factory floors, barns, training rooms, and more. Call Stouts Building Services today for all your interior epoxy needs.
Understanding the intimate harms and losses of the client makes us want to do better. Makes us want to work harder than the next guy. If you don't, then there's no reason why you're doing what you're doing for a living. I don't understand how lawyers can be personal injury lawyers and not personally have a stake emotionally in their clients. I can guarantee every one of us at Konoski Bresney do.
Join us at Draperies and Interiors by Design for our annual spring sale.
Come in and see the latest styles in fabric, custom blinds, shades, shutters, wallpaper, furniture, bedding, and more.
With over 100,000 fabric samples, countless product lines, and superior professional service, you're sure to find the look you want and love.
Come see us or schedule your appointment now and let us help create the space you've been dreaming of.
The annual spring sale going on now at Draperies and Interiors off South Neal in Savoy.
Wow! Honey, I just got us everything we need for the perfect summer.
Come into Blaine's Farm and Fleet now to get your yard in shape. Estate Starter Fertilizer just $16.99. Estate Sun to Shade Grass Seed $64.99. And this Troy-Bilt 21-inch front-wheel drive.
Illinois.
We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. Crews are battling a fire in Decatur.
This is all happening in the 500 block of North Water Street there. Crews arrived on the scene early this morning. Here is a live look at what it looks like right now at this hour. The Decatur Battalion Chief says they got the call around 1:30 for smoke in the area, and when they got there, they found a fire in the back of the building. They couldn't get into the building, though, because the flames were so high at that time. The chief says he believes this building had a tattoo shop, a record store, and other shops as well. He also said nobody was there at the time the fire started. And new this morning, be on the lookout if you're driving along I-55 near Springfield. State police say a two-car crash has caused some congestion in the area. They're asking you to slow down and move over for first responders if you're in that area. A man that led police on a cross-county chase in February was sentenced to prison, but on other charges.
Timothy Stutz was sentenced to 3.5 years. Our partners at the Journal-Gazette report it was for hitting a woman in January. A past domestic battery conviction made that a felony. He was also given 2 years for having a handgun when his criminal history prohibited him from having one. New this morning, the Mattoon School District is helping their neighbors rebuild after a fire that happened there last month.
Each school will have a box to collect money and gift card donations to help families involved in the fire at the Shores Jewelry Building. The district's community services director says this will help families who lost everything while they try to get back on track. You can drop off donations as well between today and Friday. A church is raising money for an Amish family after a teenager was badly burned when their home exploded.
It happened in February in rural Sullivan, northeast of town. The Schrock family lost nearly everything they owned when a propane tank exploded and burned their house to the ground. 20-year-old Jared Schrock was found dead under the rubble. His 16-year-old sister, Geneva, was put into a medically induced coma and is still in the hospital. Vine Street Christian Church in Arthur is organizing a benefit for the family. Amish tend not to have traditional health care and insurance. The members of the church want to do everything they can to help.
The main motivation was because of Geneva, the 16-year-old daughter who is still facing extreme, medical costs and is in a really precarious situation from burns and just medical needs. And
the benefit is April 13th at the Arthur Christian School from 11 a.m. until 3. They'll have food for sale, a silent auction, and games.
As you head out the door today, you're going to watch for some cold air to be around at first, but really just a cooler afternoon for the afternoon as we top off at 50 degrees. It's still cooler than normal, and normally we should be back up around the upper 50s. Not going to quite get there today, but hey, by tomorrow I think we are. Here's a look at how forecasters are going to look as we head on to more of the next 7-day stretch. High temperatures today, or not 7 days, but here throughout today. Highs around 50, closer to 51 in Lincoln, 50 degrees in Shelbyville, 51 in Vandalia, 49 in Litchfield, closer to 50 in Carlinville, Jacksonville at 51, 53 in Beardstown, and highs reaching up closer to about 49 in Marshall and Greenup at 49 for you there. Let's take a look at how things are going to shape up throughout the day. However, we do anticipate that we are going to see that sunshine here for most of the afternoon. Temperatures will start off closer to more of the 20s here throughout the morning, continuing to rise as we head throughout the day, and really looking nice by the end of the day. Now, your drive as we head on into the morning and the afternoon. We bring in more of the sunshine for the start and your evening commute. So with that being the case, really going to see the temperatures warming up quickly. And well, if you are farther to the east and maybe you were over into or heading over to Indianapolis, that's also going to be the case, and you might even see that snow is melting away from what they saw back on Saturday. Lows tonight, dropping down to 36 in Danville. We'll start to drop closer to 34 in Springfield, 33 in Vandalia, and about 32 in Marshall with your forecast for tomorrow, around 59 degrees. Much warmer and a little more of a breeze ahead for you there. We'll talk about the warm-up later into the week, plus the rain chances coming up. We'll be back.
Live from your local news leader, Christy Batista, Aaron Eads. Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Adam Claybon and live reports with Emily Braun. You're watching The Morning Show on WCIA 3.
Cabinet City, Granite and Marble, Tilton and Urbana.
Whether your workday calls for space to work as a team or privacy for quiet concentration, having the right space can mean the difference between a happy, productive day and a long, stressful one. If you're ready to make a change in your workspace, call on Rogards. From private offices and group workspaces to conference rooms, break rooms, lobbies, and more, Rogards can help create a space that meets your needs and budget. If you're looking for inspiration, visit our new showroom today at 2901 Boardwalk Drive in Champaign.
At Mediacom, we took our internet to the extreme, building you a fiber-rich network that gives you the hyper-speed you need. 100% gigabit technology, 99% reliability. We wanted to bring you the best streaming, gaming, music, and more. And we're proud to be recognized a top internet provider again and again and again. Thank you for making us your #1 choice. We're proud to take you to the extreme.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? A cool breeze on a scorching day, a cozy corner on a cold night, or knowing every room of the house is as inviting as the next. Comfort means more than just the temperature, and the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable, like cool cash rebates of up to $1,650. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Edelman is your local Carrier factory authorized dealer. Make things easy. Call Edelman.
I was proud of my son when he got his degree. I was proud when he got that job in the city, managed a team. But the day I was most proud was when he realized he was a farmer, like me.
We're Corteva Agriscience, the next generation of farming for the next generation of farmers. Keep growing.
Jacker Slab Construction. We level with you. We give it to you straight. We don't exaggerate. We're on the level in all we do. Sidewalks, tills, or drives are cracking. We're gonna level with our mud jacking. Jacker Slab Construction.
Now let's take a look at today's regional news headlines. Family, friends, and fellow officers turned out for the funeral for Officer John Rivera, killed while off-duty last weekend in Chicago.
Rivera was out with his girlfriend, a fellow off-duty officer, and another friend when he was shot and killed. Police say the shooter had been involved in a fight with a group of Hispanics at a nearby McDonald's and went to get his gun looking for revenge, and then shot the first Hispanic person he could find. Police say Rivera shielded his girlfriend from the shooter's bullets even after he was already shot. 2 men have been charged with murder in Rivera's death and are being held without bail. Police are still looking for a third suspect. Over in Indiana, loved ones gathered to remember the life of an 8-year-old who was shot and killed last week.
Kendriel Bry was shot at her family's home. They had a balloon released to remember her life. Family members say it was an accident, but police say the case is still active and they are still piecing together what happened. They want to talk to the child's father, 40-year-old Kendall Bry. They've been looking for him all week but haven't found him. Up in Milwaukee, firefighters are still investigating after a 3-alarm fire at an apartment building this weekend.
Officials say between 15 and 20 people had to be rescued from that fire that destroyed the building. 2 people had to be taken to the hospital along with a firefighter, but they all should be okay. 6 people were also treated at the scene. Crews battled the fire for nearly 10 hours. Officials believe it may have been electrical, but are still investigating the cause. The Red Cross has set up a shelter to help those who lost everything. A Michigan woman was evicted from her home after animal control found 88 cats living in what they are calling deplorable conditions.
Officials said the woman lived there 2 years and the cats likely multiplied while there. They're working with her to sign over ownership of the cats so they can be treated properly and may eventually be adopted out. The animal shelter is working to get the cats food and necessary medication. A dog and a fish were also found in that home. Authorities are deciding whether to charge the woman.
Back at home, some spent their weekend raising money for those in need.
Still to come on the morning show, who they raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for.
Ag reporter Stu Ellis focuses on issues that affect farmers here in central Illinois. Watch From the Farm Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the morning show on WCIA 3. Sponsored by Asgrow DeKalb.
Connect with WCIA 3 Midday with the news at noon with reliable coverage of the day's latest stories with Maggie Hockenberry and the most accurate weather forecast with meteorologist Adam Claybon. Trust WCIA 3, your local news leader.
What is that awful noise?
Oh, it's just my heater.
Does it always sound that bad?
Well, no. Sometimes it sounds better like this.
Mike here with Mattex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Purchase your new Train system this spring and get 0% APR financing for 60 months or up to $1,000 in instant rebates on qualifying Train equipment. Visit MattexService.com for details. Served Central Illinois for 25 years. Get the fix with Mattex.
It's always home improvement season, and Rental City has what you need to get the job done right. From chairs to mini skids. Whether it's a once-a-season or once-in-a-lifetime job, head to Rental City to get the tools and advice to get the job done right. Rental City, Champaign.
Did you know that most of a home's energy is lost through the windows? At the Blind Man Hunter Douglas Gallery, we can help you make smart choices in window fashions today and save energy year-round. During the Energy Smart Style event, get the Light Rise Lift System free and rebates starting at $100 on Hunter Douglas Duet Honeycomb Shades, Vignette Roman Shades, and more. Don't miss the Energy Smart Style Savings event going on now through April 8th at the Blind Man Hunter Douglas Gallery, Champaign.
From the moment you walk in the door at Fifth Dimension Collision Repair, we care about you and your vehicle. We interact with our customers, ensuring the quality that you expect and deserve.
Fifth Dimension Collision Repair. Our focus is on you.
Old Man Winter has left the building, and Feldco season is here with 2-for-1 windows. 40s, we're Midwesterners. That's downright balmy.
It's downright balmy.
Let's bust out the shorts and go for a jog. Take the booties off Nacho. Reclaim the garage. And call Feldco for 2-for-1 windows. People of the Midwest, crack the windows. Take a deep breath of fresh air. You've earned it.
2-for-1 windows and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
Rain here by the end of the week, expected to get higher, some heavier downpours, almost a repeat of how last work week ended with the heavy rain that came in, especially on Friday. Now, what we're going to see is the first 3 days of the work week look absolutely gorgeous. Today, just a bit chilly, but tomorrow and Wednesday will be really nice. Winds will start to pick up out of the southwest and bring in some of the milder air that's farther to our south. Not too warm, though, currently across the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Seeing actually a lot of 20s and 30s to start off our Monday morning. Some snow Snow farther north across Wisconsin and Iowa, that is beginning to fade. Also noticing lake effect snow farther to the east, that is beginning to fade too. The cold air mass beginning to loosen its hold here throughout the day, and we won't see much more of that. And over the next couple of days, still remaining quiet. So let's go ahead and start to move our way into Wednesday, where we do notice a few more clouds. We'll head on into Wednesday night, start to see maybe some rain showers developing across the northern part of the state. That comes in for us across the region heading into Thursday. We'll see some heavier downpours with that. Maybe some of that left behind for more of your Friday. And then into the weekend, conditions quieting down, but we warm up behind the system as opposed to the cool down that we saw behind the system that made its way through late last week, with highs being brought back down into the 40s and the 30s. We actually are going to continue to warm up. So by Saturday, after the system is out of here, we're up to 64, possibly 70 heading into your Sunday. And we'll see if these rain chances try to maybe come in a little early and probably keep us from 70. But for right now, it looks like it is going to be a warmer weekend ahead, with the 8 to 14 day outlook still looking to be warmer than normal as we head into the first half of April. Christy, Aaron.
Adam, thanks. Hundreds of students put down their books and pencils this weekend to dance instead.
They've been raising money for Illini-thon all year. This weekend, students stood for 12 hours in support of families and patients of St. John's Children's Hospital in Springfield. The goal was to raise money for the kids there to have the best medical care available.
This cause is really important to me because I just think that every kid deserves to be a kid, and no kid should ever have to spend a birthday, a holiday, or a first day of school in the hospital.
Last year, Illini-thon raised more than $348,000 for the kids at St. John's. This year, they raised more than $381,000.
Your top newspaper headlines are coming up right after the break.
We'll be right back.
On the next CI Living, no need to fret over getting older. Find out how you can celebrate aging here in the community.
And details on where you can participate in a Harry Potter murder mystery dinner, all to benefit the American Cancer Society. We'll see you at 4.
Can Bull protect 2 young girls from their own father?
I can't make you take my help. You just get me those kids.
An all-new Bull, CBS tonight.
We were lawyers. We don't pursue ideals, we pursue outcomes.
Go pack. We're headed to a war zone.
We will punish the Marines who did this to you.
Marines first, lawyers second. That's still the thinking back at Quantico?
Of course.
The Code, series premiere April 9th after NCIS.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Asgrow DeKalb Seed.
You work hard, and you want to see your efforts pay off. Literally. Whether you're dreaming of retirement, growing your business, or leaving a legacy for future generations, at Busey, we help you realize the possibilities of tomorrow. We listen to your needs and goals to create a sound strategy for you and your family. Enjoy the achievements of your life and work. We'll handle the rest. Busey, your dream, our promise.
As a property owner, you want to provide the best possible service for your tenants. And with the Weiner Company's property management, that's easy. With almost 50 years in business, you can trust the Weiner Companies.
Call the Weiner Companies today.
At Menards, we're committed to helping you save big money on home improvement, and that's why nobody beats our prices. Get this 45-pint dehumidifier for only $149.99. This 70-pint unit includes an internal pump to drain water up to 16 feet away. $189.99. This Hilliard bathroom faucet comes in a spot-resist brushed nickel finish. $69.99 after rebate. And get the matching tub shower faucet to complete the suite for only $109.99 after rebate during Menards Construction Sale.
Save big money at Menards. Proper hand washing is how we prevent the spread of illnesses. Some of the steps to remember. First, remove all the jewelry from your hands. Use a generous amount of soap. Turn on the water. Rub palm to palm, making sure you are twisting in between the fingers and on the back sides. Wash for 40 seconds to a full minute. Rinse with water going down fingertips. Dry with a towel, and then turn off the water with another towel. Hand washing is especially important after using the bathroom or before preparing food. Stay well with Christie Clinic.
I'm Jay at Jackson Ford, here to help you score the best deal. We'll beat anybody's price on a new Ford. Plus, check out our huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. You'll always win at Jackson Ford in Decatur. Check us out at jacksoncars.com.
Let's take a look at some of the front page newspaper headlines from across central Illinois this morning. From the Decatur Herald and Review, city council members are expected to vote tonight on buying 750 lots owned by the county.
The city manager says this will be the final step of the land transfer process, which city and county leaders started last year. If the council votes to purchase the vacant lots, they would be used in the city's neighborhood revitalization plan. The city manager says he couldn't say when the city and county would officially close on the deal, though. Now we're heading to Springfield, and our partners at the State Journal-Register are reporting people in Sangamon County are getting the health care they need thanks to a program.
The Innes Park Access to Care Collaborative is a free program focused on that neighborhood and will soon expand to the Pillsbury Mills area as well. The program comes after a nationwide health needs report showed a mediocre ranking in health outcomes for the county. Over the last 3 years, this program has improved employment rates, given better nutrition, and reduced homelessness.
Crews have been hard at work fighting a fire in Decatur this morning.
Coming up in your Morning Rush headlines, we're going to check in on their progress live from the scene.
Marathon Monday on the Morning Show is sponsored by Body and Soul.
For any landscape challenge. Battery power, made by Steel, only at your local Steel dealer.
There's a $3.2 billion hole in Springfield, and after years of ignoring it, we can't keep doing more of the same. Under Governor Pritzker's fair tax, 97% of Illinoisans will not see an income tax increase. Only those making above $250,000 a year would pay more. The governor's fair tax puts the middle class first, while making the wealthy pay their fair share. Let's do what's right for Illinois' future.
Open the door to your new home. Fellowship Center in Mattoon. Carefree apartment living with convenience and security for those 62 years young and above. Fellowship Center Mattoon. Friendship Manor, Lincoln. Oddfellow Heritage Apartments, Buffalo.
If Illinois continues to underfund our roads, more bridges will fail. More cars will crash. And more people will die. After years of neglect, Illinois infrastructure is failing at an alarming rate. Call your legislator. Tell them to invest in our safety. Lives are at stake.
Have you ever experienced a real butter burger? We slather on farm fresh Wisconsin butter. It's true. Too much of a good thing is just wonderful. The Wisconsin Butter Steak Burger, only at Steak and Shake.
Enter your birthday smiles at WCIA.com. Sponsored by Hands Family Dental.
We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. Crews are currently battling a fire in Decatur.
It's happening in the 500 block of North Water Street. Crews arrived on that scene early this morning. Now we're going to take a live look at that scene right now. The Decatur Battalion Chief says they got the call around 1:30 this morning for smoke in that area. When they got there, they found the fire in the back of the building. They couldn't get inside immediately because the flames were so high. The chief says he believes the building had a tattoo shop, a record store, and a few other shops as well. He also said no one was in the building at the time of the fire. We have a crew on the scene right now. We will continue to keep you updated as we learn more about what happened here this morning. Rantoul's volunteer firefighters had their hands full this weekend with 4 fires in one day.
A viewer sent in this video from late Saturday night in Penfield, where investigators say a fire broke out because of a furnace problem. The lead fire investigator says fighting 3 other fires in the same night took a toll on their crew.
It's actually pretty rare. Fires kind of go in spurts. We'll get a bunch, then none for a while. But having 4 in one day is very rare for us.
The crews had to go back to the Penfield home a second time after a hot spot flared up. That home is a total loss, and the man who lived there was hospitalized.
Bring
break for some of the students out across the area. Now we do have a few more students who are going to be still going to school. So for those of you who still have to get up, put your clothes on, eat your breakfast, of course, and get out early so that you can make it to school on time. Here's a look at your bus stop forecast. We do anticipate it to be a sunny start, but a cold start with a lot of frost across the area. Temperatures back up into the upper 40s and the lower 50s with mainly clear skies. Just a few more of those clouds coming in into the afternoon. Your roofing dog iNet Flooring America Skycam in Springfield this morning. Not looking to be too breezy. No wobbles in the camera for us there. We do notice farther north, though, across Wisconsin, some light snow breaking out up that way. That's going to help to produce maybe a few clouds down here across central Illinois, but that will be it. Future Track continuing to bring in a lot of sunshine throughout the day. As I mentioned, just a bit more of that cloud coverage later into the afternoon, and maybe some tonight as the system will be moving off to our north and really keeping away a lot of the shower activity. As we head into Tuesday, though, we'll start to notice those winds picking up out of the southwest even more than so what we're going to see today, which is at 5 to 15 miles per hour. That helps highs back up around the 50-degree mark, but we're back up around the 60s heading into the day tomorrow, and even warmer temperatures than that later into the week. We'll show you that on your 7-day forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Christy, Aaron.
Thanks, Adam. Investigators are looking for a man who they say robbed a bank in Champaign over the weekend.
Police say this man walked into the First Midwest Bank on Springfield and Prospect after 10 a.m. on Saturday. They're describing him as a white man about 6'4", and they say he was wearing a fake beard. Investigators say he passed a note to the bank employee, then ran away with an unknown amount of money. Champaign police say he didn't show a weapon during the robbery and nobody was hurt. They say nobody's been arrested and are asking for your help to find him. A robbery suspect was arrested after police were able to identify him from video surveillance.
Kwame Adumako is facing aggravated robbery charges. Police say he held up the Illinois Educators Credit Union last week. They found him Thursday, and they say they found evidence in his home linking him to the crime. Police say he later confessed to it.
New this morning, no one was hurt after a Springfield home was hit with gunfire over the weekend. Our partners at the State Journal Register say it happened Saturday night in the 1500 block of South Grand Avenue East. When officers got there, they found 7 shell casings around the house. Police are still investigating that.
What started as a dispute ended in an hours-long standoff in Decatur on Friday. Police were called to East Locust and found evidence that a gun had been fired. The suspect was inside a house but refused to come out or answer the door. They shut down the street and tried to talk with the suspect, and that person eventually surrendered.
New this morning, a man who led police on a cross-county chase in February was sentenced to prison, but on other charges. Timothy Stutz was sentenced to 3.5 years. Our partners at the Journal-Gazette report it was for hitting a woman in January. A past domestic battery conviction made that a felony. He was also given 2 years for having a handgun when his criminal history prohibited him from having one.
The family of State Trooper Brooke Jones Story is preparing her funeral arrangements after a semi-truck hit and killed her in northern Illinois on Thursday. The state police say her funeral will be this Wednesday at Warren High School at 2 p.m. Police officers will attend a visitation service tomorrow between 4 and 8. Her peers say she was a rising leader who always had a positive attitude. On Saturday, 36-year-old State Trooper Gerald Ellis died in a head-on collision when a driver going the wrong way hit his squad car. He was the second State Trooper killed in just 3 days and the third so far this year. His funeral arrangements are still pending.
A church is raising money for an Amish family after a teenager was badly burned when their home exploded. It happened in February in rural Sullivan, northeast of town. The Schrock family lost almost everything they owned when a propane tank exploded and burned their house to the ground. 20-year-old Jared Schrock was found dead under the rubble. His 16-year-old sister, Geneva, was put into a medically induced coma and is still in the hospital healing. Vine Street Christian Church in Arthur is organizing a benefit for the family. Amish tend not to have traditional health care and insurance. The members of the church want to do everything they can to help.
The main motivation was because of Geneva, the 16-year-old daughter who is still facing extreme, medical costs and is in a really precarious situation from burns and just medical needs. And
The benefit is April 13th at the Arthur Christian School from 11 a.m. until 3. They'll have food for sale, a silent auction, and games.
New this morning, the Mattoon School District is helping their neighbors rebuild after a fire last month. Each school will have a box to collect money and gift card donations to help families involved in the fire at the Shores Jewelry Building. The district's Community Services Director says this will help families who lost everything while they try to get back on track. You can drop off donations as well between today and Friday.
Construction near the U of I isn't all about the MCOR project. A new business is being built right in the heart of Campus Town. A Target is going in at the corner of 6th and Green. It'll be at the hub on campus. It's a new student apartment building. The Target will be at the bottom and several stories of student housing will be at the top. Construction should be done by next year.
And we just got some more information about that fire in Decatur. Crews are closing Water Street between El Dorado and Cerro Gordo for the rest of the day. So make sure if you are in that area, just avoid it if you can.
And that will wrap up the morning show on WCIA 3. But coming up, when we make the switch to WCIX for the 7 and 8 o'clock hours.
We are giving back this morning. Find out how you can get involved with the Festival of Quilts through the Cunningham Children's Home coming up in about 10 minutes.
Plus, of course, continuing coverage on that fire happening in Decatur. But before all of that, let's check our 7-day forecast.
Sunnier skies are ahead for today, tomorrow, and for a good part of Wednesday, too. We do expect maybe a few more clouds heading into the afternoon here, but overall, forecast looks to be quiet and warming up. Rain chances again Thursday and Friday. Hey, we warm up closer to 70 by next Sunday.
Hey-o, love to see that.
Very good.
See you on the X. Join us.
Thanks for watching.